Right, so today I thought we were going to do something a little bit different. I've got no carving material currently at the minute that's worth carving, so I thought I would do a getting into opal for anybody sort of wanting to get into the hobby. Now, I bought this and this bag a few months ago. It arrived. I sort of looked at it and I thought, I wonder what I could do with it. My material that I cut has generally got a bit better than this now. However, it was a good price. The video looked quite nice. So I decided that I see a lot of people, particularly on Facebook, buying opal and getting ripped off, so which discourages people. So I want to go through. I'm probably going to make a two-part episode on these different bags and show you that you can make some money. I mean, you're not going to be cutting £1 million stones out of something like this, but you definitely should, providing you buy smart, at least cover your money and make a bit on top for doing it. So this particular parcel is 490 carats. It's in the rough. I believe there are a few pieces in here that the seller has tested. So like this, you can see this piece here, looks like it's been snipped in half. So we're going to pour it out into this container just with some water in, and we're going to see what we have got. So I paid 120 Australian dollars for this. Make sure you get all the little bits out of the bottom, because you never know, there might be a nice piece of crystal in there. So this is what we've got. Now, like I said, it's not amazing material. There is some pieces in here that I definitely think that I will make my money back on. So the best tip that I can give to anybody getting into opal is don't rush into buying things. Do your research. I mean, there's a few people on here. There's Justin Thomas on YouTube that does a whole plethora of videos on cutting opal, valuing opal, patterns of opal. Lovely guy. Another guy that cuts opal is, I think it's Paul Vitzer. They're more of the top end material, so I sort of wanted to go in as basic material and show you that you can make a little bit of money and what to look out for when you are buying. So this piece in particular looks quite a nice piece. So it's got quite a nice face on it there, as you can see. However, it doesn't look like it goes all the way around, or if it does, it's full of sand. So I've got just three lids to sort out. I like to go through a parcel when I get it and sort it into the good, the bad and the ugly. So the ones that I think that are going to cut the best, be the best pieces out of the parcel, the pieces that are okay, and then the pieces that are not really going to do much. So like this, might be able to get a little stone out there, depends on the sand. Like I say, you're not going to make millions on these, but it will get you started. So you can see this has been clipped, where you basically get a pair of snips and snip it in half, see if there's anything in the middle. There is a bit of colour there, but obviously it goes under that sand, so I'm probably not going to do anything with that. Same with this one. The potch is not really, I have a potch pot, so any crystal opal that you can't really cut anything out of, I will put in the potch pot. And I mean, this would be perfect to make a doublet out of. However, there's that bit of sand there, so we'll try and cut a stone out of that anyway. I mean, everything's worth having a go at cutting. Even if you shape, I've had quite a few stones where they don't look like they're anything on the outside, but actually when I've got to the inside, there's quite a nice stone in there. So there's some nice sort of checkerboard pattern. I'm not good with patterns, but that is quite a nice piece of potch in there, so I'll put that aside and that'll go into my potch pot. Got this piece of crystal that's quite nice, bit of a uneven shape. There is, looks like there's some I would say crazing, some where it's broke and then repaired. So I mean that bit on the bottom makes it quite awkward. However, we might be able to get a little oval out of that, trim that off, maybe even a long oval. We'll see when we get to that. So I'm going to go through all this and sort it out, and do them into piles and what I think that would be best and what won't, and we'll go from there. So after sorting all that out, this is what I'm left with. So this is all black potch. I mean, it's quite nice black potch. So I will keep that to one side for another day for making doublets. I know some people do cut this. It's got quite a nice pattern in it. You can see it on that edge, that grey and white potch swirling. People do cut it and call that picture stones. And it does make quite nice cabochons finish. I mean, again, it's all covering the cost of your parcel and buying your next one. So this is the good part. I did notice this piece in here, which is quite nice. This is what made me buy this parcel, this particular piece. Now, I saw this in here. Now, obviously, it's not clean. There's some potch in it. However, it's quite a nice stone. So even though this is not really going to cut anything, you only need potentially 1 or 2 stones to cover the entire cost of whatever you're buying. So try and look at the best parcel in the video, well, the best stone in the video. I highly recommend always getting a video and avoiding auctions. I have a tendency, especially with auctions, to get caught up in the moment and paying way too much for what they're worth. So I saw this and I thought, right, that's a nice stone. Cut that up. Although it's not clean, it should near enough cover the cost of what I've actually paid for this. So if this stone, I mean, this won't happen all the time, especially when you're starting out. You will get a lot of this sort of material. Not very good, not really good to do anything. However, I still recommend chucking this in a rock tumbler for overnight, because I have had completely hideous pieces covered in sand, barely looks like they're any colour, come out quite nicely. Now, it won't always happen, but I always recommend checking even the small pieces, because you never know what you are passing on, either selling this on, turning it into chips, or whatever. I tend to sell this on, so there's resale value here. I mean, it's not a lot, it's not anywhere near what I paid. However, it goes on for, it's always good practice material. Quite a few people buy it for craft. So again, even what I call as not desirable for me won't necessarily be not desirable for somebody else. So this is, like I say, this is the piece that made me go for the parcel. That being said, I did take a look at the rest of it. So, I mean, you've got this chunk with a nice face. Hopefully, if that doesn't go through, maybe get a nice triangle out of that. We've got a few bits that are sandy, but I'm hoping to get like a nice oval out of that. This is obviously, it looks like a knobby that somebody's rubbed. So, it's quite a bit of sand, a bit of sun flash. So possibly trim. This sand doesn't look like it goes there, and you can see on that edge there is actually colour down here as well. The camera's not picking it up very well. You can just see the bit of purple there, but there is other colours in there as well. That sand doesn't look like it goes too deep, so we'll take that out, probably cut that edge off, and maybe make a bit of a teardrop out of it. So again, it's not going to cut huge stones. They're only going to be sort of 1 to 2 carats. But again, when you're starting out, it all adds up. So that's that parcel. This is the This is a lot that I'm not sure about, so pieces that are really sandy, that may have potential, but not sure. So now we've sorted that out, this will go into a pot for a later date I'll either give it away, or if somebody wants it for crafting, I'll sell them by the jar. So now we've got these set up, we'll take these to our cab wheels or sandpaper or Nova points or whatever you're using, and we'll start rubbing these down and seeing what's inside, and it'll give us a rough idea of where to go from there. So now we've got good, the bad and the ugly. I'm going to use a combination of the 220 hard and 280 soft just to roughly grind down and shape what we've got. Then I'll probably take it over to this wheel here, which is the 600, just to roughly polish the back if I've got anything that's worth cabbing. Then we will go and put these on dops. Go through the rest of the wheels, the 6, the 12, the 3000, the cerium oxide, and then we will see what we managed to make out of this parcel, and I'll put a value on it for you to give you an idea of where we're at. So I've got these two pieces that I've just sliced up. Now, rather than overusing my wheels, I've sliced this bit off the end and these pieces. But this one, I just wanted to stop and show you, so I'll just put it back together. Don't know where the other piece has gone. So this, if you can remember, was this piece. Had a nice face on it. So I thought, right, I'll take it to the wheel and slice it because it looks quite sandy. So I'll take this front face off, and then we can at least have a small stone out of the face. So I'll just put a bit of water on it. So I sliced the first slice off, and this is what I ended up with. So, as you can see, opal doesn't always do what you think it did, because I thought this would be riddled with sand. I mean, it is. But look at that. And then I thought, well, my first slice was actually this one. So I sliced this one in half first, which is quite a nice pair, as you can see. And then I thought, well, that's a little thick, so I'll take that off. So all in all, we have ended up with 3 rather nice slices, and could possibly even get a pair out of that, although I think this back one's probably a bit too thin, so I'll probably cut that one. Well, I don't know yet, but I just wanted to give you an update on what we're doing. I've rubbed quite a few, so we'll be putting them on the sticks in a minute. But like I say, small pieces can surprise you. Because like I say, to look at that, I wouldn't have thought anything would have come of it, and yet here we are. And after all that, this is what we're left with. Like I say, you're not going to cut perfect stones, but I should see no reason why I shouldn't at least double my money on this parcel. This one unfortunately did chip coming off the dop, so I will have to repolish that, and did crack a little bit drying out, but it'll still have a little bit of worth. This, in my opinion, is the nicest one of the bunch. Really unique pattern. And obviously we still have this to go through at a later date.